What have I learned interviewing 60 of the world's most successful entrepreneurs in the last 12 months? I've learned a lot. And the best way for you to learn all that knowledge would be to go watch every single one of those podcasts. I know you might not have time for that, so let me just tell you some of the things that I picked up. First of all, initially when I first started interviewing people, I thought I'd have a real conflict with a lot of these people, especially around subjects like you shouldn't go to university and issues around education. It turned out quite often we all had the same mindset, that it wasn't about your education, it was about your attitude in life. One of the things I picked up on, and one of my favourite questions to ask people when I first interview them is, what is success for them? And the varied amount of answers, every single time someone gave me a different answer. And that fascinated me. You'd think 60 answers, I bet you can't even think of 60 elements that could be success, right? I mean, most people probably jump to money. Not one person answered money was the driver. And in my view, that is why those people are successful. Money is important, I understand. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate that perhaps without money, there's a lot of pain in this world. I had no money, I was homeless, I had nothing, so I do know what it's like. But I also realised, looking at my own career and having interviewed all these people, that money was not the driver. Often, if you chase money, it runs away from you. So understanding that actually chasing purpose will perhaps bring you the money is important. The other thing I really took away from all the interviews that kind of struck me about each of my guests was the empathy a lot of these folks had. The empathy for their team and how important that team was to them, how important their business partner was, and of course, understanding their customers, wanting to understand how they can bring value to their customers. These are the things that kind of struck me. Now, I knew these things, but hearing it from these people, and some of their success stories are just mind-blowing, that it took me by surprise just how common the word empathy was within all the discussions. The other thing I think I really kind of never grasped until I talked to other entrepreneurs, as I have done in these podcasts, about their success, is how important a personal story is. You know, I think for me, you guys probably all know already, I left school at 15 and started a business, and so that really has driven me today to want to give other people the same gift that I was given, this ability to kind of control your own future, to decide what I'm going to do every day and enjoy what I do every day. And I think that entrepreneurship has given that to me, and that's my story, but I always just assumed that was my story. I didn't necessarily think that everybody needed a story. I mean, what's IBM's story, right, as a company? Not everybody cares or needs, was the impression I had. But talking to all these successful entrepreneurs, I feel like in this day and age, a story is very important, a personal one. A reason for doing what you're doing is key and vital. And then finally, the other thing I've taken from interviewing all these amazing people is just how important it is to get to grips with your own weaknesses. I think for a lot of us, we're told that we don't have this skill and we don't have that skill. And in some respects, that can stop us going out there and doing what we're meant to be doing with our lives. But I think that your weaknesses are your strengths. So for example, I have dyslexia. When I was at school, I couldn't read the books the teachers allocated me to read. So I actually went and interviewed all the people that had read the book to get their viewpoint on it. And then when I wrote my essay about that book, which I had to dictate to get it written, I would actually have 30 different points of view on that same book, which gave me a unique viewpoint on how the world works, or how that book was perhaps interpreted by 30 different people, which meant I got A's in English when I'm dyslexic. So your weaknesses can be your strength if you can figure out how to hack it, as a way I just described there. But equally, your strengths, double down on them. If it's a particular thing you enjoy, or you know that you enjoy, or you know that you're good at, then focus in on that and get better and better at that craft. Don't try and fix your weaknesses if, for example, you don't like accounts, like me. I hire really good accounts. Someone once said to me when I was young, you should be a lawyer, and I believed them for a while. And then I became an entrepreneur and realised I don't need to study for 10 years to be a lawyer. I just need to be able to have the funds to hire someone that studied for 10 years to be a lawyer. Now, no disrespect to lawyers. I know plenty of lawyer entrepreneurs. I've interviewed quite a few in my podcast show. But I'm saying to you that ultimately, if there's an area that you don't particularly like, or you feel you like but you don't have the time to learn, buy time, don't sell time. You can invest in people that have spent the time doing that. And that's what I'm trying to say here, folks. I'm trying to say that ultimately you can be in control of your own destiny. Buy time, don't sell time, and think about the future carefully with empathy in mind. If you care about other things than yourself, wonderful, wonderful things happen. So please do go listen to the 60 podcasts that I've recorded this year. But if you haven't had a chance, I hope these few insights help you. Our next podcast will be on the 8th of January 2021. So if you want to capture all the insights in real time, join us. We'll be live every week with some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs. You'll be able to ask them questions, you'll be able to ask me questions, and we will help you hopefully have the 2021 you deserve with knowledge in your hands. If you find any of my content useful, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the reminder so when our videos go live, you get to hear about them first. And if you hear them when they're live, you'll be able to ask us questions in real time in the moment. So we pre-record a lot of the interviews, but actually when we broadcast them, we are there in the chat room ready to answer your questions. So hit subscribe and the reminder button so you don't miss out on those live broadcasts. In addition, feel free to comment. We always reply to comments if you have any questions or need any help, or you have a guest you'd like us to invite onto our podcast show, or webinar you'd like us to create, or a bit of content you need on how to raise money, for example. You tell us, we make it. We look forward to helping you ensure 2021 is a wonderful year.